So the weather has changed over. What's today? October the 11th, Monday, new week, kids in school. They're on lunch break right now. I just came outside to sit in here for a second. Because I'm feeling the type of way. For one, I'm ordering it's not $100 worth of groceries. It's more than that, but it's costing me like $100 and something for the delivery and all the stuff that I got or whatever. But anyways, so yeah, I'm waiting on the groceries to get ready to come, get ready to put them up. See, there's stuff going on already. So I was just thinking about, see, I was in the house and I was thinking about it, but it almost like slipped my mind. Oh, I was thinking about when he would share certain stuff with me that I could apply. And when I'm talking about he, I'm usually talking about my boys' dad. And so I was just thinking back on those things for whatever reason. Of course, I don't be knowing the reason why those things try to come up in my mind or whatever, but like I was opening up the curtains today and stuff like that, and I remember him telling me, you need to open the blinds, you don't need to, it's just not good to keep the blinds closed all the time. And I pretty much immediately understood that and knew, you know what I'm saying, you're right, you need to let the sunlight in. And I got that from being around my grandma. She would always keep it like dark because she liked it cool. As far as I knew, she liked it cool in the house. So you close the blinds, you keep it cooler, you don't let the sunlight in. But I guess, it's just reasons why we need to have sunlight coming into our house, coming into our lives, period. But, coming into our house and just getting sun. And that's why I come out here too and sit in the gazebo. Even though the sun ain't out today, it was out yesterday, it was beautiful. But yeah, you can tell the weather's changing over. Pretty soon, these trees that it's showing on here is probably going to be, yeah, the greenery's going to be gone and people will probably be able to see through and all that. So I'll just make some adjustments and figure out how I'm going to position this stuff or put another curtain up or whatever. And, yeah, put another curtain up. And what else? But yeah, that was one thing. I mean, that was one of the things that I could apply that he told me. Other than that, he didn't really try to tell me and teach me certain stuff. He claimed to be a lesson teacher, and the way he said it, good fathers teach good mothers lessons. Like, I don't know, it just sounded sinister because when you try to teach somebody a lesson, it's not nothing like really pretty unless you're in school or whatever. And so, it sounded creepy. And it probably is creepy how he meant it or, what he was getting at. But, yeah. He shared that with me. I applied it as far as, keeping the blinds and stuff open. And then it's like, soon as he told me stuff like that, then he would disappear. He claimed, it's so funny because he referenced the movie. We watched the movie Disappearing Act one time. And he was like, this how I be doing whenever you start tripping or whatever. And to me, I didn't ever know how I be tripping out. He did mention something about like when I come on my cycle, he ain't like me around that time. And I just feel like these are my feelings. I can't pinpoint. I don't really know. I do believe that he's a sensitive type of person, but at times I feel like he's overly sensitive, but I also feel like that didn't add up because he cussed like a sailor and he'll cuss you out. Well, he cussed me out anyway. I don't know if he'll cuss just anybody out, but especially a female, he will say some rude stuff too. Just cuss like a damn sailor and use the B word over and over. It's overuse of the word dick. It's overuse of the word bitch. It was just too much going on for you to be sensitive like that. And I do always think to myself, y'all use that energy with black women so easily, but y'all don't use that same energy or keep that same energy or oomph with people that's really your enemy. Because I'm somebody that carried your child, you know what I'm saying, and all this stuff, whatever. And in the beginning or whatever, it seemed like it was cool, it was good. He went and bought my pregnancy test. you know, we kind of stopped sleeping together or whatever. Let me see, when I got pregnant in either May, so in like May of 2011, yeah, we branched off on sleeping together by like June, July, by like July, like 2 months later or whatever, until that December of that following, of that same year. And then we, of course, we linked back up December, and then it was on and popping January, February, until we had our son. Like literally, we had sex the night that I was going into labor with my son, our oldest son. And so, anyway, not to go on all that, because I don't like to go on like memories that I think might be good or whatever, and start making me miss somebody. I don't have a problem with missing somebody if I, especially if I know it's realistic that I'm gonna be around that person again. With this one, I never know if I'm gonna see him again or whatever. I'm not pressed about it because I'm not in the mood. But just some of my thoughts about the time that I was with him. I mean, 9 to 10 years. It was like, no, it was not amazing. It was just something different that I was exposed to and getting used to or whatever. And of course, not to mention his relatives still stay, some of his relatives still stay over here across the street or whatever. And I just, Lord, who knows what they may go back and tell him or whatever. But I don't be doing nothing no way. But even if I did, it's like, try to have people watching me. And I don't really think it's fair that the man can have certain people watching your house because you got kids there or whatever. Or, you know what I'm saying? Of course. I mean, you want to be protected. But like right now, I'm not watching moves that my daughter's dad is making regarding her being over there with him. Now, when something comes to me, you know, I address it how I need to, or I just submit it to God. But I'm not sitting back threatening like, oh yeah, just if he get around this other girl, this other female. Granted, my daughter is older now, so I'm thankful that it wasn't when she was a baby. I probably would have acted a fool, cut the fool, but and that just lets me know I want to be a whole lot more careful with who I have children with, like this, because this ain't it. This ain't the life you want. You do not want to just be having fun, having sex with somebody, and and I guess mess around and have babies with them, a baby or babies. Let me check my order real quick, because she done adjusted something. Forever. They forever. Forever, ever. Okay, yeah, something about pizzas they didn't have. So anyway, I'm supposed to be having my other camera up while I'm sitting here playing. But anyway, God woke me up early this morning, and I did not want to get up at all. About 6. I couldn't believe I didn't wake up at 3 and 4 and 5 or whatever, slept through the night. But yeah, I didn't want to get up at all. I didn't know what it was. I literally didn't feel like praying. I don't remember having no dream. I probably did, but I just don't remember. And I'm telling you, and I did not want to get up. And so I literally just kept on. And this was just God waking me up. This wasn't no alarm clock or nothing like that. And I'm telling you, I was like, I'm not in the mood or whatever. But and so I laid back down, went back to sleep, and just kept on waking up. Of course, closer to the time when it was time to get the boys up. Had to answer a couple Amazon emails. Here we go again. She's still. So anyway, yeah. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? Because this is a 10-minute video now. I'm trying to think, is there anything else that he told me that I can apply, or that I already didn't know. I mean, I knew that, but I just wasn't doing it. I liked keeping my blinds closed. And that's the other thing. I feel like it's another reason he wanted me to keep my blinds open, was maybe to see what they had going on across the street and stuff like that. Man, I kind of thought, okay, sometimes he might be over there, this and the third. Because before we was ever dealing with each other, I of course could look out the window and see certain stuff or whatever, see him if he over there or whatever the case may be. But yeah, but yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, he didn't really. I got stuff from him, of course, in a more, instead of him verbalizing it, I got it in a more spiritual way, like how he operated, how he moved and stuff like that. And that's why one time he mentioned we're close and we fell into longevity or whatever. And but that was pretty much it. I don't know, and I just don't know how to feel. And like I said, I don't know why this is coming up. But I look at the dates, like, what was I doing on this date with him or whatever, and I can go back pretty much in all my emails and go October 11, 2000, and let's just say 12, 13, 14, 15, you know what I'm saying? What I was, it's more than likely what I was saying to him, because he barely responded to me in a verbal way unless it was verbal abuse, you know, like literally always trying to cuss me out. I'm not a sensitive person, so that stuff didn't really hurt my feelings. What he said, it kind of just really bounced off. It was like he was projecting all the stuff that he called me and said about me. That's what he was doing. And so yeah, hold on, let's see something. I mean, all the stuff he was calling me, that's pretty much, I guess, what he felt about himself or somebody else around him, because it wasn't me. And so, like I said, my feelings wasn't really hurt. I don't like people that's always using that type of language, and it's just really for no reason. It's really in vain and stuff like that. You just cussing because you can cuss, because you're grown or whatever. I don't care for stuff like that. You know, to me, yeah, if you got a reason to go off and pop off and about cuss somebody out, that's something different. But when I tell you, I didn't give him no reasons. Of course, I didn't cheat or anything like that. I didn't entertain no other guys. I was speaking with some of my, what I consider prayer partners in a whole nother country or whatever, and I was connecting with them spiritually, mentally, and I'm sure emotionally. But I wasn't entertaining no other guys. I was not entertaining my daughter's dad at all, period. And if I did, if it even seemed like it, I let dude know. I was like, you know, I was over here and I gave him a hug or whatever. And it was, and I'm not saying it was in exchange for this, but he was giving me my child support money or whatever. And I was going on my way, and I'm trying to keep it cool and keep it friendly anyway. Like, I'm just not. But of course, her dad was trying me on at certain times. He was just saying certain stuff to me and trying to make me smile and stuff like that, which is, that's good. But he was doing that for his own crazy reasons. He was not doing that to actually have me happy. He was trying to see my response, because I remember him saying, "Dang, you smiling hard, and hey, you must ain't had that in a long time. Ain't nobody said." And it's like, and he was right. Of course, I don't want to tell him he was right. I didn't tell him that, but yeah, dude was over here talking to me any kind of way, you know, saying whatever. But the only reason her dad was doing it was to stroke his own ego and to show off in front of some of them. It wasn't friends and some of them, whatever, relatives that was at the household or whatever. But he wasn't doing that, because, honey, let him be around his little girlfriends or whatever he was around. He wasn't saying nothing. He wasn't even speaking to me. He barely, you know, tried to look in my direction when a female around. And I just be like, y'all Negroids. Let me stop. Y'all, I don't do that. The same way that I am in front of whoever, 99.9% you gonna get who I am. It don't matter who I'm in front of. I'm not gonna front and fake. And then I'm not doing nothing underhanded and to stroke my ego and stuff like that. So when I get in front of my person my person of interest, I don't gotta sit here and act like, you know, I don't gotta front and turn into somebody different. There was time where he barely would even speak to me. If he has a female around, he wouldn't even speak to me. Whoever the females was, you know what I'm saying? They pretty much kind of had him on lock. But he had then said and told them that I was so crazy and stuff like that. See, both of my children's fathers, they use my name to speak on. The thing about it is, I got receipts as far as they're concerned, but they use my name to speak on me when it comes to their relationships or whatever, their situationships or whatever the case they having going on. Me, baby, I'm gonna show them receipts if I got to, if I choose to speak on your name. But I'm too busy trying to get to know the person and enjoy them as opposed to speaking on y'all. Which I haven't gotten to experience that at this point. But as far as when I was with my boys' dad and I had left my daughter's dad alone, I was not. I wasn't trying to give him the time of day or worried about him at all. Like, I don't care what you got going on, sir. But yeah, I thought that's what we supposed to do. Let me see what's going on. She's steady, so-called updating, changing. Girl, what you got going on? Um, but yeah, I'm just trying to think. Is there anything else he taught me or that I learned even without him trying to teach me? Um, at one point in time, I thought they had the family thing going on because, of course, they was always having family gatherings and whatever. They probably still have them at a different location, but, you know, they was having them over here or whatever. But it was just a reason to party and, you know, yeah, I don't want that. Okay, so yeah, she doing a little too much right now and got too much going on, so I'm just sitting here like, girl. So I had to take a quick little silence, but yeah, I'm trying to think what I learned. Like I said, they was having what looked like family gatherings, but honey, that was, if you ask me, that was them witch meetings, them sorcery, and I really seen it with my own eyes, because he was in my house one time, and you know, we was being intimate, and honestly, we was watching Little Mermaid or whatever, and I thought we was just gonna chill out. Honey, they turned some music up real loud, and he got up and um, he was like, I gotta go over there, it's like he was drawn. I was like, Sorry to hear that, but, So now it's at the point where it's real quiet over here. It's peaceful. And like I said, I be wanting somebody to just enjoy that experience with. But it's like once they started branching off and getting the head witch or whatever that was over there, because she ain't the head witch of all of them. Once she stopped being in the neighborhood, he had already, I guess, so-called moved on with. See, both sides of his people was involved with similar, like similar stuff. Um, with similar stuff. So I guess when one side of the so-called family was working, the other side was too, to like keep him trapped or whatever. And I feel the same or similar with mine. Like I feel like my mom and my dad linked up a lot of times just to try to trap me in some type of thing. That's why, this part of me is like, I'm not doing that with my daughter. I did want to work with my daughter's dad too. Make sure we protect my daughter and stuff like that. But he's not cooperating with me, and I'm not trying to cooperate with him right now. I just want him to go ahead, you take the responsibility, you see how it is. But my dad and my mom, they didn't necessarily sit down and like talk to me and tell me why I shouldn't be doing this. They just, when they did come around each other, it's almost like it was a competition type of thing. And I felt some of that with my daughter and her dad, but I'm not gonna compete with this dude. Honey, that's your daddy. It's somebody that I don't want to be with, and you know what I'm saying, I was playing around with and all that, and I didn't even, before I even knew, because it was that so-called puppy love. It was disguised as that puppy love type stuff. So yeah, um yeah, I'm trying not to make this video long, but yeah, I learned, well, I was saying that to say, it looked like they had it looked like they, as a family, they was getting along, but they really was coming together to mask other stuff, to cover up other stuff that was going on, wrongdoings, whether it be within the family or whether it be that they did something to somebody else. They just pretty much drunk their stuff away and partied. And it wasn't even, I guess it wasn't so much as drunk. Some people was drunk or whatever, but it was partied away. And then that's how they do. And they would just like, try to intimidate other people. Of course, me. And especially because I have boys and stuff that's in the bloodline. And then when I seen that, they basically will do away with their own bloodline. They ain't, and I know they didn't physically do it, but just a spiritual type of way. Like, if you, let's just say it like this, you got an aunt who trying to put you on, who let her husband put you onto the drug game and this, that, and the third, or something like that. Yeah, put you onto the drug game or something like that. That means you know what I'm saying? She not looking out for your best interest. She not worrying about your life. They just worrying about some kind of money coming in or something like that. Dang, what the heck is going on? Speaking of them relatives, there go one. really want to try to record his vehicle. He went the other way. Yeah, I'm sorry to take these little breaks or whatever, but yeah, so I seen that, and there's just some stuff about him. Some stuff like behind closed doors, he would like tell me about myself, and he would say it in like a tone where he was irritated by it or whatever, but it still didn't like penetrate me or irritate me. It's just I heard what you said, and I'm gonna either do it or I'm not, you know. So it was things that he was telling me about myself, and it was just like he was trying to tell me. He will try to convince me, if you do this, you'll feel better about yourself. And no, and honestly, some of the stuff that if I did apply it, it does make me feel better, but it was to appease him. And I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. Period. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that because I didn't feel like he was putting in the type of work and time and all that, you know what I'm saying? As far as me, he was here, then he would leave every morning, of course, come back around by between 11 and 2 or 3 at night, and just lay down, get him some, you know, of course, I don't want to call it fool around or mess around because I felt like I was in love. I was loving him, but I also felt those sprung type of feelings, right? Of course, when you have sex, then it is what it is. But my main thing was I was in communication with God, and me personally, I don't share it with everybody, but I submit my sex life, I submit everything to God. Once I learned and became aware that I can do even that, like, God, you gave me these organs, you gave me this body, you know what I'm saying? I desire, I'm a woman, I have needs. And because of the background and stuff that I came from anyway, everybody was sexually active before so-called marriage and at a young age, so I already had that pressure on me. I already had that pressure on me. I already had that pressure on me to do that. So, yeah. So anyway, I just pretty much try to make this house a home, definitely, and wanted to include him. And my daughter's dad was coming up sometimes and like almost trying to convince him that I was still being active with him. And like, I will say this, in ways I was, as far as our daughter is concerned, anything to protect my daughter and to benefit my daughter at this household, yeah, I was gonna be in agreement and stuff like that. But it was nothing to come against him. It was nothing to come against my boys' dad at all. I wasn't helping my daughter's dad to come against. I wasn't setting him up. I wasn't doing none of that. I was just chilling. Now my daughter's dad, I think he had that in mind. Like, basically, let's set him up. Let's, you know, whatever he told me. He told me whatever he said to you, you know, you need to listen. He didn't tell me I better do it, but he was just like, you need to listen. Basically, I was listening to learn. I wasn't listening to do something evil to anybody, or, you know what I'm saying, play around with anybody's emotions. I actually cared about this dude. I can even tell by the way I went back to him when I was even dealing with other people. I was still trying to give him a chance, and after he did something that's pretty much heinous to me, you know, could be considered heinous. For me personally, I didn't, different. I meant to put different, but yeah, I wasn't trying to do that. I wasn't trying to come against my daughter's dad with my boy's dad, but it was something in me that already didn't like my daughter's dad at all no more. Like, I think once I first started dealing with him, I didn't like him, but I just tried to like suppress it. I don't know, it was just something. And it could be because we both are born in the same month, and, you know, we so-called the same sign and all that, and I don't get wrapped up in that, but it just very well could be. But I'm still older than him by a week in a day or something like that. um, trying to see what all this girl got. Because I feel like she was testing me too and doing some whole other stuff. But anyway. Yeah, so I wasn't trying to be the villain of nobody. I was trying to keep the peace. At times, my daughter's dad made it seem like he was still checking for me and stuff like that, and that's why he was acting like that. But you could be checking for somebody because you got bad intentions, and he had bad intentions, and I could just tell by the ways he claimed he trapped me when I got pregnant with my daughter. Y'all thought only females did. No, he told me he trapped me. He also basically, you know what I'm saying, if I'm not mistaken, he laced some weed with something or whatever, or it was, and he tried to like entice and tempt me to smoke it or whatever, knowing that I didn't smoke, but I was just chilling. I think I had either lost my job, I don't know, I might have still been working, but something happened, and it just started showing me that this is the type of person you are, and it's real subtle, and so I think I kind of respected my boys' dad. I don't want to say respected, because honey, I don't really have no respect for neither one of them at this point, but I just didn't disrespect them on a regular, and I definitely didn't disrespect my boys' dad, because I was older, and I just felt like, no. It was things that, of course, in my younger days, it looked like I just nastily disrespected my daughter's dad, but he was provoking me, trust me. And I'm not saying that that's okay, but I'm just saying he was provoking me. Period. So yeah, I didn't want him no more, and I just tried to keep it cool and calm with my boys' dad, and yeah, I was a rider. I was just trying to ride it on out and ride through or whatever. And I thought I did a good job.